Okay, I'll give you the word picture.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had the licence for about 25 years, but I've been out of the country. I've been in Australia.
Okay.
And I've only just come back. But I've got the assessment for a job next week, which I really need to get with the recession.
Yeah.
And I believe he's really strict on these pedestrian crossings and use of signals.
Okay.
I think he's only worried about signals by indicator, from what I can gather.
Okay.
But when I left the country, there was the only crossing I could remember was a zebra one.
Okay.
But I bought a copy of the Highway Code a few weeks ago, so I have done quite a bit of studying.
Yeah.
So if you can help me with that today, this is the only chance I'm going to get to sort it.
Okay.
Yeah? So my name's Tony, so unless you've got any questions.
Nope.
So you just want to repeat back what level I am and what subject it is?
Okay, so you're a full licence holder.
Yeah.
And we're looking at use of signals and pedestrian crossings.
Yeah. That's it. I'll hand over to you then, Andrew.
Okay, Tony. Morning, Tony. I think it's still morning, isn't it? Just about.
Yeah, it is. Just
afternoon.
About. Afternoon.
How are you doing? You well?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good. I understand you've got an assessment at work.
Yeah.
And you've just come back to the country from Australia.
Yeah. Sorry.
So, in particular, you've asked me to look at your use of signals and pedestrian crossings.
Yeah.
As well. Okay. That's no problem. Can you tell me what sort of crossings we have, and what's the kind of thing we're looking out for?
Well, I know now from reading in the Highway Code, but when I left here 25 years ago, it was only these zebras.
Yeah.
So I had a little drive, because my wife's got the same car as you, and I had a little drive, and she kept shouting at me.
Does she? Okay.
It's a crossing. I go, no, it's not. It's not black and white lines on the road. Well, I've had to read the Highway Code, so
yeah.
I've got the theory side of it sorted out now, but I just want to put it into practice.
Okay, so how do you identify let's go with a zebra crossing. How do you identify a zebra crossing?
Oh, them Venetian beacons, isn't it?
That's it. Anything else? Any other road markings or anything that you'd identify?
No, I have noticed these lines on approach, zigzag-shaped lines.
Okay. Yeah, and from your Highway Code or from your experience, do you know what those mean?
Oh yeah, I did read, yeah. I mustn't park and I mustn't overtake or something.
That's it. Okay. And again, just from your drive the other day and from the Highway Code, how do you identify what we call a control crossing, i.e. a crossing with traffic lights?
Oh yeah. Well, I can see the lights ahead, but I don't see any junctions, so I know they're coming up.
Okay. Are there any other sort of things that you can look out for as you come up to these sort of crossings, or any other road markings, or that kind of thing that you'd identify them with?
Oh, I think I read in the Highway Code that they've got zigzag lines as well, haven't they?
That's right. Yeah, some have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll head out, and when we come across some crossings, what I need to do is I need to kind of get in your head a little bit. So I'll be asking lots of questions, and especially with regards to pedestrians, because when do you think pedestrians can cross the road?
Well, if there's any like Australia, anywhere.
Absolutely anywhere. And it's like a martini. They can cross any time, any place, anywhere. So just keep a martini in your head. Just don't drink it. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll put that into practice.
Yep.
I'll have a look at your use of signals as well.
Yeah.
And it'll just be by indicator today.
Yeah.
What do we mean by use of signals as well? What's your understanding of that?
Oh, indicating the turn in there.
Okay. Do you think there's any other signal we can give on the car that may tell other road users or pedestrians what we're doing?
I've seen a few since I come back that I didn't know about.
Okay, well we'll take a look at that as well, and we'll pick up on any faults, and I'll be asking lots and lots of questions as I mentioned. So if you'd like to set the car up as you normally would. Just tell me how you're setting up that rear view mirror there, Tony.
Moved it.
What can you see out the back?
Oh, what can I see? I can see the top and bottom of the back window.
Okay.
And I can see the edge of my head restraint.
Yeah.
And the edge of yours.
Okay. Well done. And you moved it very well as well.
Yeah.
You didn't sit forward or anything, so that's fine. And what can you see out your door mirrors?
Oh, I can see the door handles, and I can see down the little pathway there behind me, and the same in that one.
Well done. Okay. So just before we set off, we've got we're obviously going to move out into this road here.
Yeah.
And we're going to be turning at the junction at the end there. What sort of thing are we looking out for here?
Pedestrians.
Okay. And bearing in mind we're in a housing estate, where can pedestrians walk out from for here?
Oh, anywhere, can they?
Absolutely anywhere. So it's important we do lots of observations. So if you'd like to move off when you're ready, Tony.
Yeah, we're going to turn right out of the parking bay, and we're going to turn left at the end.
Okay, so we're going to turn right out the parking bay, Tony, and left at the end. So what I'd like you to do is, I'd like you to be very sort of active in what you're seeing and how you're where you're looking for pedestrians and that kind of thing. And also when you spot a pedestrian crossing, tell me, and tell me also what you're going to do as well. So at the end of the road, Tony, we're going to turn left, please. So again, tell me what you're looking at, tell me where you're looking, tell me when you see a pedestrian. What about this chap here, what's he doing?
He's crossing the road.
Okay, so how would you deal with that? 'Cause he's actually stepped out into the road there.
Well, I can see if he's going to get across.
Yep.
If he was walking slow, I'd have to slow down, wouldn't I?
Okay, so what's the first thing you'd need to do?
I'll press the brake.
What about using your mirrors as well?
Oh yeah, I checked the mirror here.
Yeah, and which mirror are you going to check?
Oh, that one there, the big one.
Okay, and what sort of thing you're looking out for behind you?
I think it's the distance of the vehicle behind me.
That's right. Okay. So again, let me get into your head. Tell me what you're seeing in front of you. Tell me where pedestrians could come out of. What's going on behind this blue car here?
Not a lot. And straight up.
And straight over there. You can see there was a chap actually at the back of the car there. What about this blue car here?
Oh, see, yeah, the big top, isn't it?
Yeah, have you got anyone sort of around the back there? Are there kids in the car?
Yeah.
That's why, so it's important we look quite far ahead at looking out for pedestrians and looking out for crossings and that kind of thing. Now for that blue car there, the first blue car, you could actually see the chap's legs underneath the car there, so that's a good way of determining whether pedestrians actually going to walk out from the car there.
Right now I can have a good look.
That's it, yeah. So tell me what you're thinking with these two pedestrians here. You've got one chap on the left, one on the right.
He seems to be okay, doesn't he? He seems to be okay, doesn't he?
Okay. If he looked over his shoulder, what would you do?
Oh, he might cross the road then, wouldn't he?
That's it. So what do we need to do?
I need to check the mirror because that BMW is right on my backside, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah. And what do we how would we, if the guy actually looked over his shoulder, starts walking towards the curb, what sort of speed do we need to be?
I need to slow down and might have to stop, and we're going to turn left.
So we're going to turn left at the end of the road there, please, Tony. And again, tell me what you can see ahead.
I can see a group of like kids on the right.
Okay, so what's the first thing you need to do?
I'll check my mirror. Pedestrians on the left.
And where do you think these pedestrians could cross?
They all seem to be walking a straight line, don't they?
Yeah. Okay, so it's important we sort of maintain progress. If they're not a danger to us and you don't think they're going to cross the road, then we're certainly not going to speed up towards them, but we're going to just going to be aware of them, what they're going to do. So tell me when you can see...
and we're going to turn left.
Okay. So we're going to turn left here, Tony. So again, need to get in your head here. We've got lots and lots of pedestrians walking around here. So tell me how you're going to deal with these pedestrians. This chap on the edge of the road here and this guy.
I'll have to let him cross because he's walking. I need to walk.
I think it's a girl actually. My mistake.
That's right.
That's good. So what was you thinking as you came up to...
Well, I'm thinking they shouldn't have crossed there, shouldn't they?
They probably shouldn't, but as they stepped off the curb, what's our best position for making that turn? Are we actually going to wait for them, or are we going to go and assume that they're going to wait for us?
I suppose I could turn slightly into the road and then stop, couldn't I?
Yes.
Or would I be better off stopping in the road?
Sorry, I misunderstood you there. No, you're actually best stopping, not actually starting that turn, actually stopping on the road there. The reason being, if you started that turn, it could be confusing to the pedestrian. There also could be another vehicle behind us that wasn't quite sure what we were going to do. So he could get a little bit frustrated, try and go around you, and he could force himself into oncoming traffic as well. So it could cause an accident.
And at the roundabout, we're going to turn right.
So we're going to turn right at the roundabout here, please, Tony. So pop your signal on for me there, Tony. Right signal there.
There was nobody around, so I thought I wouldn't bother.
Well, it's important we signal it to at any junctions or a roundabout like that as we're turning right, because we need to let road users know, and pedestrians, cyclists, that kind of thing, exactly what we're doing. Because we didn't have a clear view to the right there, did we? So we could have a pedestrian or a car coming up. So it's important we use that signal. And how far back do we need to be signalling to give people enough time to deal with what our intention is?
I think it's about 7 car lengths, isn't it?
Okay, so where would you signal here?
Now we're going to turn right.
So we're going to turn right here. That's good. So why is it important we use that signal as early as we can?
And give people time to react.
That's right. If we've got a car quite close behind us, what would we do with our signal to make him aware that he's going to deal with things? Just put your signal off there for me, Tony, as well. I see you put your signal on there just to move around that parked car?
Yeah, to let that car behind me know that I'm moving out.
Okay, well what we can do with that, we actually don't need to do that. The reason being is we use the position of our car as the signal, because what they could think behind us is that we may be turning right into a driveway. We may also be trying to park on this right hand side here, so it could confuse other road users.
And we're going to turn right.
So we're going to turn right here, please, Tony. So
yeah, so it could confuse other road users.
Could confuse other road users there. So we use it when we're going around parked cars. We use the position of our car to provide the signal to others. So we're actually going to position to come round from a parked car.
And we're going to turn right.
We're going to turn right here. So tell me where you're going to signal here, Tony.
How about that?
Okay, and what's the reason we do that?
To give that car behind time to react, and the pedestrians could be near us.
That's good. That's good.
And the road just bears round to the left here.
So the road just bears round to the left here, Tony. So are we going to signal here?
No, it's a bend, isn't it?
Okay, well done. Okay. So I'm happy with the signalling and how far back you need to signal when we're actually approaching a junction. But we do need to just deal with the coming around parked cars here. So we've got a meeting situation here. We've got a lorry on the left here.
Yeah.
So we're going to use the position of our car to give other road users our intention. So we're slightly left of centre here, so it's good positioning, but we're not going to signal because people may think we're going to turn into this car park here.
Is that right? That's the reason why, right?
So what do you think the consequences might be if we signalled here and we didn't turn right there? What about this chap here? What would he think we're going to do?
He might think we're turning in there and pull out in front of me.
Yeah, and what would the consequences of that be?
Well, we could hit each other, couldn't we?
Yeah, you could. So you could cause an accident. So again, just as we're stationary here, what are we looking out for here?
Just hoping this guy might get a brain in a minute, and
that would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, there's a gap between those lorries. I suppose people could walk out, couldn't they?
They could do. Yeah. Just remember that Martini rule. When do pedestrians cross?
No, any time, any place.
That's the one. So we've got a junction coming up here.
And we're going to turn left.
We're going to turn left. So well done for your signal there. And we're onto our new road here. So we're looking at pedestrians. We're looking at crossings. So again, tell me what your thinking is with dealing with these pedestrians here.
They all seem to be okay. Well on the pavement.
Okay. And tell me when you see a crossing.
Oh, I see them Venetian beacons.
Okay, so what sort of crossing have we got there?
Oh, zebra.
Okay, and so tell me how you're going to deal with that.
I'll stop if I have to.
Yeah, and where you're actually going to stop, where you're going to position your vehicle. If, let's say you're at the front of the crossing here.
Oh, I'll stop at that give-way line.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
My wife said I should always check the mirrors first, but I don't think it's necessary because I'm going very slowly.
Always need to check your mirrors. As soon as you see a crossing, it's very important you need to check your mirror. What's the first mirror we need to check?
Oh, that middle one, isn't it?
Okay, and what are we actually checking for there, Tony?
No, to see the distance and speed.
Okay. So again, if we've got this Astra or Vauxhall behind us, if he's really close, how is that going to affect our speed on approach to a crossing?
If I stop suddenly, they might not stop.
That's right. And again, with your crossing here, where also do we need to look? Do we need to look around the car, do you think, here?
I'll look around the crossing,
yeah.
I suppose the pedestrians can cross anywhere.
Absolutely, so again, it's important to look in our right.
We're going to turn right.
We're going to turn right here, please, Tony. So it's important we look also, as well as our interior mirror, it's important we look at the right and left hand mirror as well. We could have a pedestrian who's in a rush and he's coming up behind us and actually runs diagonally across the crossing there. So it's important we check that mirror before we move off from a crossing as well. So tell me when you see a crossing and tell me what you can do with your mirrors here, Tony.
Oh, I see a crossing, but we're going to turn right before it.
Okay, so we're going to turn right before this crossing. If we were going straight on, how would you? What mirrors would you check?
Oh, interior mirror, isn't it?
And which other mirror would we want to be checking as well?
If I was going straight on.
If you're going over that crossing, as you approach the crossing.
Oh, I'll check by the door mirror, isn't it?
That's it. And what we're actually looking for.
Distance and speed behind me and the pedestrians running up the side.
That's right. So what do you think the consequences would be if we didn't check in the mirror?
If I had to stop suddenly and the car behind.
Okay, let's just go on here, Tony. You don't need to wave those pedestrians across. She stepped off the curb. Again, it was important there that we looked into the road there because we did have pedestrians. So just got a meeting situation here. It's very busy today. So it's important when we look into the new road, we're looking out for pedestrians at the curb, and if a pedestrian's actually stepped off the curb, do you think it's as we did before? Do you think it's wise to actually turn into the road, or to actually stay where we are and let them cross?
Well, they couldn't make their mind up, so I just thought I'd, my wife said just get rid of them, just wave them across.
But it's important that they actually make their own mind up, because if we turn into the junction and they've actually stepped off, again, we could have had a vehicle behind us there. We were actually caught in the middle of the road. We're going to turn left here, Tony. We had an ambulance coming towards us and we were actually blocking that lane there. So it's really important that we actually stayed in the lane and don't commence the turn if we're looking at pedestrians crossing the road. So we'll put that into a bit more practice there.
No, so that wasn't a problem here waving them across them.
And again, it's important we don't wave them across, purely and simply because there could be other road users, or there could be a cyclist coming up our side here that hasn't seen your signal and will actually carry on. The consequence of that could be that the cyclist, or it could be a moped rider, could actually run the pedestrian over. So we need to let people make their own mind up where they're going to cross the road, and what are we going to do if they have actually stepped off the curb.
Stop.
Okay. And again, if we're out turning and we're looking into our new road and we're looking for pedestrians, where are we going to position our vehicle if someone stepped off the curb? Are we going to make that turn or not?
No, waiting the road I'm in, I suppose, isn't it?
Okay, and why is that important?
No, because I was blocking the whole road down, wasn't it?
You were indeed. So what would again, that was a classic.
We're going to turn left.
So we're going to turn left at the junction here. That was a classic example there. Why is it important that we don't block the road, especially where we had an emergency vehicle?
Yeah.
So what would the consequences of that be?
Well, the emergency vehicle would be delayed, it wouldn't be able to pass me, would it?
Absolutely, yeah. So
and we're going to turn left.
We're going to turn left here, Tony. What crossing have we got ahead of us?
Oh, zebra.
And what mirrors are we checking before?
Interior one.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm happy with your mirrors there, Tony, on the crossings. But I'll hand it over to you, but I will keep an eye on that, and I'll ask you questions a little bit later on. Just come up to the we can actually go over the line there now, so we've got no pedestrians waiting. Why do you think it's important that we don't stop short of the line at a crossing?
I was just making sure I didn't stop on the crossings. I read that. I get 3 points on my licence for that.
Why is it important we don't stop short of the crossing though?
I'm not too sure.
Okay. It's important we don't stop short of the crossing, again, because we've got the white vehicle behind us. He may get a little bit frustrated with you. He doesn't quite know what you're doing, and he may try and actually go around you, forcing himself A into oncoming vehicles, and B also there could be pedestrians crossing, and he could run them over as well. So it's important we stop actually at the line there, not short of it.
I was only a couple of inches short, wasn't it?
You're quite a way short there, so it's important, and we'll try and
turn right.
So we're going to turn right here. So it's important we do stop at that giveaway line. So looking at these pedestrians here, Tony, you're going to wave them across?
No.
How are you going to deal with it if they stepped off the curb?
I've stopped, but they're standing there, aren't they?
So they've seen you, so it's important we understand what they're doing, maybe get some eye contact, that kind of thing.
We're going to turn left.
We're going to turn left at the mini roundabout. So how are you going to deal with this pedestrian on the corner here, Tony?
I can't wave her across. I can't remember the reason why, but I can't kind of...
It's important we don't wave her across because that blue car there might not have seen.
Oh right, yes, yeah.
Seen it.
Yeah.
And what do you think the consequences would be if you'd have waved her across and that blue car hadn't stopped?
He might have hit her money.
Absolutely, yeah. So again, tell me when you've got a crossing ahead of you and what...
Oh, it's a zebra.
That's right. Okay, so just move forward for me, Tony, just at slow man's walking pace. And stop there. Okay, where does the white line cut into the side of the car there?
On the door mirror.
Okay, that's your reference point for actually stopping at the line there.
Oh, right.
And again, it's important we stop at the line and not short of it.
Oh, I was misjudging that, wasn't I?
So we can use.
Turn left.
So we're going to turn left here, so we can use that reference point to enable us to actually stop at the giveaway line there. And why is it important we stop at the line and not short of it?
And we're going to turn left.
So we're going to turn left here.
Oh, I stopped too short. The people behind might think I'm parking, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. So what potentially could be the consequences here?
Oh, they might overtake me.
Okay, so we'll just look at this one as well as we stopped. So just stop there, Tony, and just tell me where the white line comes in.
Same place, just near the door mirror.
That's it. So that's now your reference point for stopping actually at the line.
Right, that helps, yeah.
And why is it important we don't actually encroach on the crossing and stop over the line there?
Oh, I'd get those points on my licence, wouldn't I?
That's one reason. It actually is illegal, but just think of pedestrians. If your car is actually encroaching in on the crossing, let's say we had a partially sighted chap trying to cross and your car is actually into the crossing, he could actually fall over your car and could injure himself.
Oh, right. And we're going to turn left.
So we're going to turn left here, please, Tony. So again, looking to our new road for pedestrians. So tell me how you're going to deal with this couple here just walking across the road.
I won't wave them across. But
They've actually stepped off there, so what do we need to do?
Slow down.
That's right. Well done.
Turning left.
So we're going to turn left here.
So my wife's right then, you don't need to worry about the mirrors, do you?
So you do need to worry about the mirrors. So every time you're spotting a hazard with a pedestrian or a pedestrian crossing, we need to use that interior mirror. And what's the reason we need to use that interior mirror, Tony?
Oh, you said something about I need to know the distance and speed of the vehicle behind me.
Absolutely. So every time, so we're coming up to a crossing here, so we're going to check our interior mirror.
All right.
So check the mirror, Tony.
Right, yeah.
We're going to check our right door mirror as well.
Yeah.
Well done. That's good.
And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left here. So what's the reason we're checking our right-hand door mirror as well?
Oh, see if any pedestrians are running down the side.
Yeah, because when do pedestrians cross?
Anywhere.
Anytime, any place, anywhere. Absolutely right.
And we're going to turn left.
So we're going to turn left here, Tony. So tell me what's the first thing you see when you look into the new road?
Oh, see that lady? This is a crossing, isn't it?
So this isn't a crossing here, but obviously you saw her heading towards the curb there, so it's well anticipated. However, we don't need to give way to her because it's not a crossing and she hadn't stepped off the curb.
Oh, it's courteous, isn't it?
it is courteous, but again, we could have had a car turning into the turning here who hasn't seen that pedestrian, and by you positioning your car short of the line there and letting her across, potentially she could have got run over as well.
All right.
So again, it's important that we don't do that. So we've got a crossing here. So what's so we're going to check our interior mirror here, Tony. So check your mirror.
All right.
Check your mirror.
Yeah.
Check your right-hand door mirror.
Yeah.
That's good. And just remind me again why we're checking these mirrors.
I'll distance the speed and see if anybody's running up to the crossing.
Okay. And so what's the consequences of us not checking the mirror?
Well, if I stop and the vehicle behind me doesn't, then
Yeah.
they could push me onto the pedestrian. Couldn't
That's right. So we're looking ahead in our road here. So have we got another crossing coming up here?
they? Oh, it's one of them zebras, isn't it?
Okay. So what's the first thing we need to do? As soon as we
Oh,
see
check
a
the
crossing.
mirror, yeah.
So check the mirror. Which other mirror are we checking, Tony?
And the right hand door.
Okay.
And we're going to turn right.
So we're going to turn right just after the zebra crossing there. So again, looking to our new road, looking for pedestrians. Tell me what you can see.
Oh, I can see a crossing.
Okay, so into our new road, what's the first thing we need to do?
I'll check the mirror, innit?
Yeah. Okay. As pedestrians were crossing there, just tell me where
I'm
you're.
going to turn right.
So we're going to turn right at the next junction, please, Tony. Had the pedestrians crossing there. They kind of crossed just as we were approaching there. Where, if they were already on the crossing, where would we have need to have stopped?
Oh,
On
at
that crossing.
the giveaway line.
At the giveaway line. And why is it important we stop at the line?
Because you said if I stop short, people might think I'm parking.
Yep. And what about if we're over the line?
Now I get points on my license, and people have to fall off the bonnet, wouldn't they?
That's right. Okay. So I'm happy with your positioning on the crossing there. So we're just going to deal with
Oh
these.
yeah, and I judge you by that. What was it you called it?
We've got a reference point there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I judge it. Yeah.
That's it. So you can use your reference point to ensure that you're actually at the giveaway line there.
And we're going to turn right.
So we're going to turn right, please, Tony. Now, how are you going to deal with these pedestrians on the corner here?
Just keep an eye on.
Okay. So what are you going to do if they step off the curb?
Stop.
Where are you going to stop?
In this road.
Well done. So I'm happy again. I'm happy that you've got that as well. So I'll hand that over to you. And but I'll probably ask some questions a little bit later on with that.
At the end of the road, we're going to turn left.
So we're going to turn left at the end of the road, Tony. So I want you to tell me again when you see a crossing. Is this a crossing here?
No.
Excellent.
No, it's a crossing here, isn't it?
Okay, so we've got Safe Haven in front of us here. If we had any pedestrians actually waiting here, but they hadn't stepped off the curb, would you give way to them?
Oh no, I wouldn't, would I?
What's the reason we don't give way to them or wave them across?
Well, I can't wave them across, can
No, you can't. If they had stepped off the curb, are we going to give way to them?
I? Oh yeah, because I can't run them over, can I?
Excellent, well done. So again, I'm happy with.
And we're going to turn left.
So we're going to turn left here, please, Tony. So again, we're going to just deal with these mirrors. So we're looking to our new road. What can you see any crossings?
Oh yeah, it's a zebra crossing.
So what's the first thing we need to do as soon as we see a crossing or as soon as we see a pedestrian?
I'll check the mirrors, isn't it?
Yeah. Which mirror are you going to check first?
Interior mirror.
And which mirror are we going to check after that?
Oh, all of them.
And what's the reason we're checking them?
Just keep an eye out for pedestrians and maybe cutting across them zigzags, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. again, looking further up into the road, we're obviously looking out for pedestrians, but how are we going to deal with this crossing? What's the first thing you need to do?
Oh, there's a light control crossing, isn't
It is, yeah. So what's the first thing you need to do?
I'll check my mirror.
So, which mirrors are we checking again?
Interior mirror.
And?
The side one.
Okay. If we don't check those mirrors, what's the consequences potentially?
What about this speed? Fed up with these crossing now, we'll get through.
Okay, Tony, you actually accelerated over a crossing there.
Yeah, I didn't want to stop again, did I?
Well, it's important we don't accelerate over a crossing. The reason being, again, we're looking out for pedestrians. We're also, the lights could change at any time. Someone might press the button and walked off or whatever. So we need to be aware that those lights could change at any time. But you could also, again, like we mentioned earlier, with the pedestrian crossings, with the zebra crossing, we could have someone coming up diagonally behind us that will just run across the crossing in front of us. If we're speeding up, what do you think the consequences would be of that?
Right, yeah, stop really hard, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So again, as soon as you see the crossing, once you've checked your mirrors, it's important we don't accelerate.
And we're going to turn right.
So we're going to turn right here, please, Tony. It's important we don't accelerate over the crossing. If you see the crossings clear, and obviously you're keeping an eye on it and keeping good observations as you have been doing, you can keep a similar speed but be ready to slow down or stop. Okay, but it's very, very important we don't start accelerating over that crossing. So again, tell me why it's important that we don't do that.
In case somebody comes running out of one of them shops, or
yeah. And again, what would the consequences of that be potentially?
sorry, I was a bit worried about that dog. It's not underneath, is it?
No, that's fine. That was good. It's good anticipation there, Tony. So again, just tell me why it's important we don't accelerate over a crossing.
In case somebody runs up to the crossing at the last minute, just darts out without pressing the button.
Okay.
And we're going to turn right.
So we're going to turn right here, please, Tony. Turn left here, please. Well done on your signals there. I said I'd ask a couple of questions, but a little bit later on. So just remind me why it's important we signal 6-7 car lengths back.
No, because I should always signal 6-7 car lengths back.
And why is it important we do that?
So
we're going to turn left.
To give people time to react.
That's it.
Yeah, I must always do it 7 car lengths away. I'll make sure I do that every time. That's right.
Well, sometimes it might be that we need to signal a little bit earlier. Can you think of any reason why we'd need to signal a bit earlier?
No.
How about if we've got a car, when you've checked your mirrors, as you're doing at the crossings and what have you, when you've checked your mirrors before you actually do the signal, if we've got a car close behind us...
We're going to turn right. We're going to come all the way around the roundabout and back down the other side. Okay,
so we're going to turn right at the roundabout here, Tony. I'd like you to go all the way around and come back up the other side on the same road as we're on.
So I've had a car behind me and I signal earlier, would I?
Yeah, why is it important, do you think, that we need to signal a little bit earlier?
I'll give him time to react, innit?
Absolutely right.
Makes sense?
Yeah, it does make sense, doesn't it? 'Cause it's important that we're giving other road users, pedestrians, cyclists, vehicles enough time to react to what we're
and we're going to turn right.
to what we're doing. So we're going to turn right here, please, Tony.